Hello everyone, happy Monday. My name is Michelle D. Garrett and I am so excited to be here tonight on my very first PeriGirls TV show. We are debuting with So You Want a Blog? Hey Shabri, thank you so much for jumping on and joining and supporting after 10 o'clock. I appreciate you. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Michelle Garrett. I am a part of the PeriGirls leadership team and project manager for Heart Tribes 2.0. But in my other life, outside of PeriGirls, I am a full-time blogger. And so I'm so excited to be coming on, and over the next 6 weeks, I will be talking about ways for you to kickstart, revitalize, or even just start a brand new blog. Yes, thank you so much, PeriGirls. As you're coming in, I would love it if you would tap those 3 buttons to share this out, invite your followers, anyone that you know that wants to get more information on blogging, that is just like, look, I need to know what to do to get started. I've been on the fence about this because we're going to be talking about some actionable steps that you can take within your personal life if you want to do like a personal lifestyle type blog, or if you want to do something within your business and have a blog added to your business platform. Okay, so I appreciate each and every single one of you. I see my Heart Tribes ladies are showing up to support, and I love you all so very much. We're going to get into the content so that I can be mindful of your time, and then I will open it up at the end for some Q&A. If there's something that comes to mind, definitely go ahead and just add the questions in the chat, and I will scroll back up. I love the scrolling feature. I will scroll back up so that I can get to your questions. So today we're going to talk about blogging basics, okay? And so the first thing, and supposed to jump in and share myself too. The first thing that I wanted to address and talk about is just what is a blog. It sounds really basic, but I want to make sure that we all understand what a blog is and how it can benefit your business. Thank you. I appreciate you. So the first thing, what's a blog? Y'all, it's really basic. The word blog is actually a shortened version of weblog. So it's a log of, it could be a personal log, it can be an online journal. It's just your way of sharing content on the internet. Super simple. So if you are already, doing regular updates on Facebook or Instagram, or if you are sharing things on Tumblr, different places like that, if you are already chronicling things on a regular basis, guess what? You're already doing a form of blogging. Instagram is actually considered microblogging, especially if when you share your photos, you are including like longer context or text with your information so that people can connect with you. I know Shabri, actually, she has a regular blog, but she does a lot of microblogging on Instagram as well, on her site. And a lot of the ladies that are a part of our Insta Bosses community, with the information that they share on Instagram, they are doing a form of blogging when they do their Instagram shares. And that's the great thing, Shabri, with blogging, is that it gives you an opportunity to share your words. Like, you're supposed to talk a lot. You're supposed to give that information. So it is a lot of, Michelle Hayward, you do microblogging. Believe it or not, if you didn't realize that or not. So if you're already sharing your content somewhere on a consistent basis, you're already doing a form of blogging, so you're already a step ahead of everybody else, okay? So now, y'all, I wrote notes to make sure that I didn't go off, because y'all know me. I get really excited, and I'll be all over the place talking about squirrels and the glory of all the things blogging. Hey there, Evie. Thank you so much for jumping on. Dr. Tiffany, I appreciate you. Everyone, as you're coming in, thank you so much for sharing this out with your followers. And like I said, anyone that has questions about blogging and blogging basics, definitely feel free to ask them in the questions, in the comments, and I will come back to them for you, okay? So, with blogging, with having a blog, you can either have just a standalone blog, so you have a website that is just for your blog. You can have a website that includes a blog, so maybe you sell products, or maybe you have a service where you give information about the services that you offer. You can go ahead and add a blog to that to enhance what you're already offering to your community, and you can just like I said, with microblogging, you can use something like Instagram or Facebook or something like that so that you are able to post regular content. Yeah, those notifications can be a lot. They can definitely be a lot. So why do you want to have a blog? Why do you want to have a blog? There are quite a few reasons why you would want to have a blog or why you should have a blog. But I want to cover really quick 4 main reasons that when you're blogging, especially when you're blogging for business, if you are a business owner, if you're a consultant, if you sell a product, how a blog can assist you so that you can leverage yourself to your community. Y'all are a mess in these comments. The first one is visibility. And so anyone that knows me knows that visibility is a really big word of mine this year where, you know, I'm encouraging especially female entrepreneurs to be more visible with their offerings and with the things that they're sharing and they're talking about. And so having a blog helps you to be more visible because you can easily share your updates. You can easily share information about what it is that you're doing. You can easily share, you know, the great things that you've accomplished within your business. And the key thing about your blog is depending on the platform that you're sharing on, it's yours. You own it. You own that content. You don't have to worry about, you know, following along with the terms of services for a platform. You don't have to worry about somebody, you know, reporting your content and it being taken down because, you know, they're offended by it for whatever crazy reason, because, you know, social media has all these rules these days. But it's yours, you own it, and you're able to control how it's seen because you're sharing it out and you're providing that content and that information to other people. The second thing is that it provides you with credibility. So you are able to now provide a resource. You're able to give people a link that comes back to you and shows people that you know what you're talking about, that you understand the content that you're talking about, whether it is how to do a specific thing, if you're a teacher or a coach. If you have a product, you can show different ways that they can utilize that product and how your product or service can be can enhance their life. So it gives you the credibility so people know that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know, that you know what you're talking about. The third thing is that it gives you a place to promote yourself. It gives you a place to promote yourself. And again, this ties into the visibility and the credibility. But if you're running a special, if you just want to talk about yourself and say, you know what, I did this really, really great thing. And while I was doing this really, really great thing, you know, I was rocking out these earrings. These aren't my earrings, but I'm using this as an example. And if you want to get these earrings, then you know what, click this link because you want these earrings in your life. Click this link and you can buy these earrings as well. And within the 6-week series, we're going to talk about affiliate links and things like that as well, because that's also another way that you can earn money from your blog. So even if you don't have a product or a service that you're offering directly, you can still start a blog and bring in an income from it by offering other people's products and services as well. Exactly. Shabri, I gotta watch y'all. I gotta watch y'all. But yes, Shabri, I'm glad you mentioned that because you can, just like you said, you can talk about something that you're doing and you can include a lesson or you can include some insight from what it is that you're doing. And then within that, you can share affiliate links, you can share referral links, you can like just about any product or service that you see out there has some type of referral link that you can share with it so that you're able to either earn cash in your pocket or you're able to earn credit towards that store or that site. So it's something that you can utilize on a regular basis, like within yourself, to purchase things that you want to get. Okay. And so the last thing that you can do, and I think I kind of tied them all together, is the fact that that you own it. Having your own blog, again, we're going to talk about the different platforms, but depending on the platform that you're using for your thank you, because y'all know, like, I get really excited and I try to get a lot of information in at one time. So I am excited. I am. And when I talk about something that I'm really, really excited about, I get really, really like energetic. very energetic, and it's like, oh, I can also talk about this and I can talk about that. And that's why blogging works for me, because I'm able to sit down, and when I'm planning out my content, I can let all of those squirrel moments kind of offshoot, and then I have like a whole series that I'm planning. And so we're going to cover that over the next 6 weeks as well. Michelle will help you definitely keep tuning in every week, because we are going to be talking about just different things that you can do. And each week we're going to build upon what it is that we're talking about and what it is that we are sharing here. Okay, so let me do a time check. Oh, I put a lot of information in 11 minutes. I can't slow down. I am a hoot, y'all. I know y'all love me. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the 4 main reasons why you want to have a blog is ownership. With social media can be funky. You know, you have to follow the rules. Again, I touched on this, the rules and the terms of services. And, you know, if you post something on Facebook, you know, I think Joanne, who is the founder of PeriGirls, you know, she posted something that was against the terms of service, and she was in Facebook jail for 30 days. That's a long time. And if you have a business, or if you have a, you know, a business page or a group that you are building up, if you're unable to connect with them on your social media platform, what's going to happen? If you don't have a backup account, or if you don't have a trusted, you know, person like a VA or someone that's on your team that's able to help you, then you're going to have to go 30 days without connecting with your community and letting them know, you know, how it is that they can get in touch with you. So having a blog is a way that you're able to control what it is that you write about, but you also own it. So someone can't just come along and say, nope, you can't write about this, or nope, we're taking this down. And you're able to share more. If you're doing promotions on Facebook, you know, there are certain rules that you have to use when it comes to letting people know that something is sponsored. You always have to let people know if something is sponsored, or if you're receiving some type of financial compensation. But Facebook has some really, really strict rules on their, especially for Facebook pages. And sometimes things that really aren't even sponsored are flagged as being sponsored, because they feel like, you know, you shouldn't just share something because you truly like it. And so when you have a blog and you have different things like an email list that's tied to that blog, or you have a contact me that's tied to your blog as well, that's ownership for you. So if Facebook decides that they don't want, you know, that they're going to shut your page down, I've seen that happen with some people. Or if your Instagram page gets taken over for some reason, or gets shut down because it was reported for regular, and I know you're all like, well, if you just follow the rules of the community, there have been times when people have just posted things that someone did not agree with, and they've reported it. And it was taken down not because it was something that was bad, it was just because it was flagged as being inappropriate, even if it wasn't inappropriate. So one of the things about, right, so someone said it happened to their brother for advertising. So social media can be really finicky. I love social media, don't get me wrong. However, don't sell on your personal page. You can't sell on your personal page. So having my own website, having my own blog where I am able to share my voice and share the things that I'm passionate about, and then send that out to my social media pages, is really how I have been able to control what goes out and how I'm able to brand myself. And so then that way, anytime I share something out on social media, instead of sending them to Facebook, or instead of sending them to Instagram or YouTube, I'm sending them back to Michelle's page. I'm sending them back to my website, where I'm providing them with tools and resources that they will need to be better within their personal professional life. Okay. And so that's one of the key things. And I think that's one of the biggest things and the biggest reasons why, as a business owner, you want to have a blog, because you are sending them to your own real estate. You're not sending them to somebody else's real estate, and you're not renting. You know, it's that thing that said you always want to have like home ownership. You want to have a home base. So you own your blog depending on the platform that you're on. And we're going to talk about that. And you're able to control how information goes out and what people see on there. Okay. So we covered a lot of information in 15 minutes. absolutely love it. Thank you all so much for jumping on and joining and supporting. I'm going to scroll through really quick and make sure I haven't missed any questions. Oh, okay. I see why I was told to act natural. Awesome. And thank you all so much for jumping on and supporting. I appreciate each and every single one of you. And if you have a blog, I want you to type a 1. And if you are on the fence about starting a blog, I want you to put in a 2. And y'all know that I am the queen of putting in a whole lot of information in a short period of time. Okay, so Dr. Tammy says she has one, but it's dormant. I love that. Okay, and so we have quite a few people that are wanting to do one. They have an idea and they're looking to do it. That's awesome. I love it. Thank you all. Yay. And we have some ones. Mommy in Color says I have 100+ blog followers, but not as many on my blog's Facebook page. I understand that. And then we have some dormant blogs, and some of these ladies that are coming through with these dormant blogs and they're putting these 2s. I'm excited because I really hope that they will follow along with this journey, because I can see how having a blog would benefit their business in a positive way so that they're able to make more money. I love it. Someone said, because I'm busy. 2, but almost 3 because I'm so busy. I understand that, Nina, so much. Believe me. And the thing about a blog, and so I want to say this, and I want to make sure that I'm very clear about this, for those of you that are watching and that are wanting to say, okay, Michelle, I want to start a blog and I want to make some type of income from it, whether it's from affiliate links, whether it's from selling a product or service, or whether it's just from promoting myself. I don't want anybody to think that this is going to be something that you're going to do and then overnight you're going to make millions of dollars, okay? When it comes to starting your blog, the same type of work that you put into building your Periscope audience, the same type of work that you put into, your Instagram and Facebook, all of those things, you still are going to have to put some work into your blog if you're looking to have it to make some type of recurring income for you, okay? Yes, Google AdSense is a way as well. You're going to have traffic to your blog. You're going to have to write and post on it on a consistent basis. And we're going to talk about that more next week as well. But if you're dedicating, I'm at a point now where I dedicate at least 10 to 15 minutes per day syndicating my blog. And what that means is this: I'm sharing out content so that it can go and people can see it, and it's information that's sent out on a regular basis. Now, I have almost 10 years worth of content, so that's a lot easier for me than it will be for someone that's just starting out new. But on the positive side, for those of you that are starting out new and afresh, you can learn from some of my mistakes. And so that's some of the things that we're going to talk about as well. I'm going to share some of the things that I did wrong in the beginning, and if I could go back, how I would fix it and make life easier for me now as someone that has had this blog and has had this content that has been accumulating for all of these years, okay? But yes, you want to dedicate that time. Thank you so much for everyone that is scrolling for me. I appreciate you. Nina says, I think one is needed for single women, so I thought about that. And that definitely fits with your platform, Nina. So if you think you need to do it, you're gonna have an action step by the end of this broadcast to tell you what you need to do. Because I like telling people what to do too, right? So let's talk about how you're going to get started, okay? And so we're going to talk about just some simple steps and some simple things that you need to get started with a blog. The first thing is you need to know, what are you going to name it? So are you going to, what you're going to talk about, and a name. So you can either do like a catchy name for your blog based on whatever your content's going to be. A lot of people now are just doing a blog set up with their name, because even if they shift and change directions, their name's not going to change. So you can set up a URL with your name and include a blog section with it so that you're able to talk about all the things that encompass who you are. And so if you sell products, if you have a service, if you're passionate about a cause, all of those things can come under that one umbrella, because they're all everything that talks about what you do, okay? And so once you've decided what you want to name your blog, you want to see if that URL is available. I always tell people to snatch up their URL as soon as they decide on it, because you don't want somebody else to grab that and it's not available, okay? And then you want to decide, People must be taking notes, right? You also want to decide the platform that you want to blog on. And so we're going to spend the next few minutes talking about the different types of platforms that are available and how they are beneficial to you as a blogger. Okay, so the most popular one that people utilize is called WordPress. And there's actually two different types of WordPress blogs. WordPress.com is the free version of WordPress. So with that, you don't have to pay anything to use the platform itself. If you use the free 99 version of it, whatever name that you decide to use. So let's say I wanted to use PeriGirls Rock. My WordPress.com URL would be perigirlsrock.wordpress.com. Okay, now the benefit to WordPress.com is it's free. It's a recognizable platform, and it's a recognizable platform, and with the free version, there's a lot of different add-ons and customizations that you can do for free 99 using WordPress.com. The drawback to WordPress.com is that you do not own your content on WordPress.com, and that's where a lot of people do not realize that if you're using the free version of WordPress, that content belongs to WordPress, and they can and have taken down people's blogs for no reason at all. Believe it or not, yes, WordPress.com, you do not own your content. If you are on WordPress.com, your information can be gone. Like, you can go and log into your website and it won't be there. And I don't say this to scare people. If you're on WordPress.com, I say this so that you realize that it is something that can happen. It has happened to others. And if you have to use WordPress.com at this time, you want to make sure that you're doing regular backups of your content so that if something happens to it, you still will have access to the information. Oh no, I blocked Dr. Tiffany? I'm sorry. And she knows I didn't mean to do that. I'll unblock her. I don't think I could do it when I'm live. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, you did. You're the best. See? That's what I'm telling y'all. Y'all better get y'all a tribe like the PeriGirls tribe because they've got our backs, like, with everything. And so I'm just going to sit here and not touch the screen anymore. So with WordPress.com, you don't own your content, okay? But I don't want to say that to scare anybody away, because if you have to start somewhere, it's a good place to start. And if you get used to WordPress.com, if you move over to WordPress.org, you already know the basics of how to utilize the site. So WordPress.org technically is not a site. It's a hosting platform. So if you're going to utilize WordPress.org, that means that you have your URL, because you have to have your own separate URL for it. And then you also have to have some type of hosting site as well. So something like a Bluehost or a GoDaddy or I think HostGator. Like, there's tons and tons of different types of hosting sites that you can use. And so once you sign up for that site, then you will install WordPress.org into your platform so that you can use it. I know that might have been a little bit confusing, and if it is, I'm sorry. But it's really simple to get started doing. You would just need to decide on a URL and figure out who's going to be your hosting person for it. And it's really simple to add the WordPress to it. And often most sites, most hosting companies now, they actually have a WordPress package available for their users, so that it's very easy for you to just take it out the box, click some buttons, and get yourself started, okay? There are costs that are associated with WordPress.org, but the positive part about WordPress.org is that it's yours. You own it, okay? The other thing about it is that you can now sell on that website. On WordPress.com, you're not supposed to sell. And that's another thing that will sometimes get people's sites shut down, because they will do affiliate links or they will sell their own products and services, and you're not really supposed to do that on the free version of WordPress. WordPress.org, the site that you're paying for, you're able to promote yourself, you're able to do affiliate links, and you're also able to sell your own products and services on WordPress.org. So if you are going to set yourself up to where you have your own products and services to sell, I would definitely suggest just going ahead if you're able to make the investment, and it's not really a large investment, to be honest with you. I think for there's some platforms that start as low as $5.99 a month, and if you do an annual program, you know, they'll give you a discount on it as well. But WordPress.org, you own it, and you can sell on it. Okay. I just love some of the comments that trolls come up with sometimes. It's hilarious. Okay, so another site another site that you can use is Blogger. And if you just go to Blogger, and that's blogger.com, that is actually a Google site. Google owns Blogger. The thing with Blogger is that you can't make it look really pretty. And I said it, my face was all scrunched up when I said it, right? But you can't make it, there's not a lot of customizations that you can do with Blogger. They've come a long way than what it used to be when I first started, because I actually started out on a Blogger site 10 years ago. And I've seen some Blogger sites where I'm like, wow, they've come a long way. Blogger is really basic, but I will say this is one of the pros for Blogger, is that because it is a Google-owned property, Google is now starting to actually give preference to Google-owned products when you do a search. If you SEO right, then that really won't be too much of a problem. And SEO is search engine optimization. We're going to talk about that during the 6 weeks as well. But again, it's a free platform. So again, you know, if you have a free platform, that means there's a lack of ownership on your part. So again, you'll want to make sure that you are backing up your site on a regular basis somewhere away from Blogger, so you're still able to access that information. And you have to follow their terms of services. So there may be some limitations on how you can promote your products and services. You're not going to be able to do a lot of the things that you can do on WordPress, and then a lot of the plugins. So depending on how you want to have content, contact me, or, you know, if you just have a certain visual mindset in place, you may not be able to do it on Blogger. Okay. And just like that, I went from 15 minutes to 2. I absolutely love it. So those are the top 3 platforms that you can use for blogging that I typically will promote or tell people that they're options. The other options that are, there's Wix, which is Wix.com. That is a paid one, but it's very affordable. And again, similar to Blogger, it doesn't have a lot of customization that's available. And then Squarespace actually has a blogging platform, and that's a monthly fee for that as well. And you don't get as much when it comes to customization, but with Squarespace, when you pay for Squarespace, you get the security, the SSL certificate with it as well, because you can get your domain name and you can get your website and everything all in one. And so that's a positive for Squarespace. And then when we're talking about, when we're talking about microblogging, Tumblr and Medium are actually 2 other platforms that a lot of people use as well. Okay, so in a nutshell, those were the ones to use, and I think I covered them all. Yes, I covered them all. So your action task as I wrap up and we get ready to close out for tonight. Yes, and your analytics come with Squarespace automatically, and then you always want to attach Google Analytics to whatever site that you're doing, and we'll talk about that more as well if you have a domain that's attached to it, so you can see what's going on with your site, and then that'll leverage you down the line so that you're able to let people know, like, I get this much traffic, this is who's coming, and this is where they live, and all of that good stuff. Nina says, I have my URL through GoDaddy. Have to check to see if they offer any. No homework, it's summer. That don't mean nothing to my world, 1L. I was told I should use Wix, but I'm clueless. Definitely. You're welcome, Beth. It really depends on what your needs are and how in-depth you need the website to be. Wix is very straightforward and functional, so If you don't need a lot of bells and whistles, then that may be the best platform for you. So your action task, so everybody that was putting those 1s and 2s up here, or whether you're watching the replay or not, your action task for week 1 is to decide on a name. So if you haven't decided on a name for your blog yet, I want you to decide on a name. I want you to decide on a platform that you think will work best for you. And then I want you to decide on what your blog's focus is going to be. Okay? Everybody get that? If everybody gets that, I want you to put a 3. If everybody gets that, what's your assignment's going to be? You're going to decide on a name. You're going to decide on a platform from the ones that we talked about, which one you think will be the best one for you to use. And then I want you to decide on what your blog focus is going to be. 4 was not an option, Nina. 4 was not an option. And so next week, we're going to talk about your plan. We're going to talk about how to decide what to write about. And we're going to talk about how to set up a very simple content calendar. Aren't you excited, Wanelle? That was an assignment that she had for me recently. So next week, I'm excited to talk about like just the actual writing part and how to get you prepared to actually start putting content out there. Okay? Yes, don't have a long URL. So thank you all so much for jumping in tonight and sharing and supporting on my PGTV debut. It really, really means a lot to me. And I will see you all next Monday. I hope you all have a wonderful, fantastic week. Thank you all.